Students, are you able to see the PPT?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So we will start the revision of Unit 2, and here first thing BJT. BJT construction. So we will talk about NPN transistor. So already you are aware about, suppose this is N, this is P, this is N. This is emitter, base, collector, right? So emitter is heavily doped. Heavily doped and moderate size, right? Size we are talking about this size, it is moderate. Now if we talk about collector, then it is moderate doped. And largest size. And base, it is lightly doped. And smallest. Size. Okay, then we come to the symbol. So it is like this. Here this is base and one terminal is collector here and one terminal is emitter. Now in emitter terminal you have to show the direction of the current. So basically what will happen, what you do, you just see this is NPN. Emitter, base, collector. Emitter and base you forward bias. Emitter and base you forward bias. Right? Then see the direction of current at the emitter terminal. So current will move from positive to negative like this. Right? So from the emitter current will come out. Right? This is your emitter terminal and current is coming out. So in case of NPN, at the emitter you show the direction of current by the arrow, right? It is coming out from the emitter. Okay. Now, if you talk about the PNP transistor, then this is PNP, emitter, base, collector. And if you talk about the symbol, then again there are three terminals you can see. One is base, another is collector. Now for the emitter, you have to show the direction of the current. So what you do, make emitter and base forward bias like this. So now what is the direction of current? Positive to negative. It will move like this, current, right? So current at the emitter terminal, it is entering inside the emitter. So here you have to show the current direction like this, right? So this is the symbol of PNP, right? So now we will see the common base configuration. Now in common base configuration, okay, this is emitter common base configuration of NPN. We are talking about NPN. Base collector, right? NPN. So emitter base junction, you make the forward bias. So you connect one battery and make it forward bias, right? We name this battery as VEE, right? So you will find a voltage drop across these emitter and base junction, and this voltage we call VEB. Okay, this side it is negative and this side it is positive. Now to the base, to the collector terminal, collector and base, you connect this collector and base under reverse bias condition. Reverse bias means here positive terminal and here negative terminal. This battery we call VCC, and there is a voltage drop between base and collector. We call this VCB, and this side it is positive and this side it is negative. Now if you see the direction of the current, see emitter base is forward bias, so electrons they will move in this way. Here there are holes. Here there are electrons, right? So electrons will move towards the base, they will reach in the base, and in the base there are holes, but the holes are very less because base is lightly doped. So very few electron will recombine with the hole. So with this hole, suppose one electron is recombined, right? So now this electron, it will move toward this base terminal like this. It will move toward this base terminal, right? So electron is moving like this. So you will find the direction of the current is opposite to the movement of electron. So here you will find the base current, IB. Okay. And at the emitter terminal, you will find the emitter current, IE. So few electrons which are moving from emitter to base, few will recombine with the holes and they will form the base current. And remaining electrons, they will be attracted by the positive terminal of this collector. So they will reach to the collector side. So here they will reach, right? And in this way, they will move towards the collector terminal, right? So now the direction of the current at the collector terminal will be inward, which is opposite to the direction of the movement of the electron. So here you will find IC, right? So there are 3 currents. So now you see how many electrons, suppose 100 electrons, they move towards the base. Few will recombine with the holes, they will form base current. Remaining will come towards the collector and they will form the collector current here. So here IE will be equal to the base current IB plus the collector current IC, right? IB is very small. It is in microampere, right? Because very few electron will recombine with the hole. That's why the base current will be very less. Okay, so IE is approximately equal to IC, right? But IE is always greater than IC, right? Always, this is always. So IE is always greater than IC, but it is slightly higher than IC. It is not like that ki it is too much higher than IC, but it is slightly higher than IC. Now current amplification factor, this alpha, it is equal to output current divided by input current. And this will be output current is your IC. So IC by IE. So alpha is IC by IE. So here you can see, as already I told you, IC is slightly less than IE. So its ratio will be always less than 1, right? So, and its value is, alpha value is generally in the range of 0.92 to 0.98, like this. So transistor is constructed in such a way so that its value, alpha value, lies in between 0.92 to 0.98. Okay. Now expression of collector current in common base configuration. So you see this figure here. N, P, N, emitter, base, collector. Collector and base is reverse biased, right? So like this. Okay, this is VCC. So now, and emitter base, this is forward bias. like this. Right. So suppose here what we have done, we have made VCE is equal to 0 volt. So if VCE is 0 volt, so this means emitter base no voltage is applied. So if that is the case, then you will find IE is equal to 0. No current is flowing in emitter terminal. Now you just see base and collector, right? You just see base and collector. How base and collector is connected? I will show you only the base and collector here. This is base, this is collector, this is P, this is N. And how this is connected? This is connected in reverse bias. Okay. So now we already know there are minority carrier in p-type and n-type material. What is the minority carrier in p-type? Free electrons are the minority carrier. In n-type, what are the minority carriers? Holes are the minority carriers, right? Now you see, for these minority carriers, this reverse bias, that is VCC, this has become the forward bias for them, for the minority carrier, right? We are not talking about majority carrier, we are talking about only minority carrier. So this reverse bias has become the forward bias for the minority carrier. Due to that, the electrons which are in minority carrier in p-type, they will move towards the positive terminal of the collector. So in this way, electrons are moving like this and they will come out, right? So some current is there. And what is the name of this current? Do you remember? This is called as leakage current, right? During the VI characteristic of the diode also we have seen like this. This type leakage current is there in the reverse bias condition. This is VI, this is VR, reverse bias. So very small current is flowing under reverse bias condition in normal PN junction diode, and that is the leakage current due to the minority carrier. So you find here the leakage current is there. Okay. So IC, you can represent IC as alpha IE, right? Due to this expression, IC is equal to alpha IE plus this collector current is having some leakage current component also. So that is I leakage. Right? And this leakage current is denoted by I C B O. Right? How it is denoted by ICBO. C means collector, B means base, O means open emitter. So this leakage current is collector to base. Collector to base current. With emitter open. right? Ammeter open means ammeter base junction is not connected with any biasing. VE is 0 volt, so emitter is open. So emitter is open means IE is 0. So whenever IE is 0, then you will find the leakage current in the collector terminal, and that is denoted by ICBO. So here IC you can represent by alpha IE plus ICBO, right? Okay. So here this alpha is equal to IC. Oh, already we have written this. Okay. So now okay, I call it as equation 1. IC is equal to this. Now IE is equal to IB plus IC. This also we know. This is our equation number 2. Right? Now what we will do, we will put value of IE from 2 in 1, right? So what we will get? We will get IC is equal to alpha IB plus IC plus ICBO. Right? Now we will open this bracket and we will take the IC component towards the left side and we will take IC common. So what we will get? IC 1 minus alpha is equal to alpha IB plus ICBO, and this we can write it as IC is equal to alpha by 1 minus alpha IB plus 1 by 1 minus alpha ICBO. And this is our equation number 3. And this is the expression of the collector current. This is the expression of the collector current in common base configuration, right? So there are very small numericals are there. In common base configuration, IE is 1 milliampere, IC is 0.95 milliampere. Calculate IB. So directly this expression we know IE is equal to IC plus IB. So we want to calculate IB. So IB is equal to IE minus IC. IE is given 1 milliampere, IC is given 0.95 milliampere. So we will get IB 0.05 milliampere. So that is very small. So we represent it in microampere. It is 50 microampere. Right. So you can see here IE is 1 milliampere and IC is 0.95 milliampere. So almost IE and IC are almost equal, but IC is slightly less than IE and IB is very small. That's why in microampere we are representing it. See the second question. In common base configuration, alpha is given 0.90, IE is given 1 milliampere. Calculate IB. Right. So to calculate IB, we need this expression. IB is equal to IE minus IC. In the numerical value of IE is given, but we don't know IC. So first we will calculate IC. So how we can calculate IC? We know this expression, current amplification in common base alpha is equal to IC by IE. So from here we will get the value of IC. IC is equal to alpha IE. Alpha is known 0.90. IE is known 1 milliampere. So we will get IC value 0.9 milliampere. And here in this expression we will put the value of IE, IC and we will get the value of IB. So it is coming here 100 microampere. Okay. Now we will see the input characteristic of common base configuration. So input characteristic means we will draw this NPN transistor with the voltages N, P, N. Emitter, base, collector. Emitter base forward biased. This battery VEE. And collector base reverse bias. This is VCC. And the currents are IE, IB. See the directions. Direction of current is IB is inside and IC is also inside. The voltage drop between emitter and base is VEB. Here it is minus, here it is plus. Voltage drop between base and collector is VCE. This side positive and this side negative. Okay. So input characteristic means graph between input current, that is your IE, and input voltage drop, that is between VEB, at constant VCE. Right? See, input current is IE, input voltage is VEB, output current is IC, output voltage is VCE. So the input characteristic is the graph between IE and VEB at constant VCE, right? So what we will do, on x-axis we will take the voltage, input voltage, that is VEB. On the y-axis, we will take the input current, that is IE. Okay. And first, we will do, we will make VCE 0, right? VCE 0 means VCC, this battery, we will make 0. So if it is 0, then VCE is 0. Then we will draw the graph between the IE and VEB, right? So you will find here this emitter base is forward bias. So a forward bias diode, it looks like a forward base diode. So the graph will be just like the VI characteristic of diode. So this you will get at VCB is equal to 0 volt, right? Now what we will do, so we will draw the graph when VCB is 0 volt. This is first. Now what we will do, we will make the value, we will put some voltage at VCC. So you will get, let us assume VCB is now, let us assume it is -1 volt. It is reverse bias now. That's why it is why I'm writing -1 volt. So if VCB is -1 volt, now you just see base and collector junction. Some reverse bias is applied now due to this VCC. So what will happen? I will just redraw here and you can understand the concept now. Emitter, base, collector, N, P, N, right? Just concentrate on base and collector. Just concentrate here, right? Now suppose this VCC is now at -1 volt, right? So since PN junction is reverse biased with a voltage -1 volt, so what will happen? The depletion layer will increase, right? So let us assume the depletion layer will increase. Now suppose this is a depletion layer in base. See, base is lightly doped. That's why you will find more depletion layer in the base region. In collector also depletion layer is there, but since collector is heavily doped, so depletion layer is not that much. The width of the depletion layer is not more. This width is not more, right? But in base side it will be more. So now what will happen? Here we have holes, right? Depletion layer is increased. This depletion layer is increased. So now what will happen? The actual width of the base is this much now. Earlier it was more when we have not applied any reverse bias, but now the width is decreased. Now if width is decreased, so same number of holes are, you just see. Suppose I am talking about base, you just think about base, right? Suppose there were these many holes earlier. Okay, and depletion layer is only up to this place. So actual width of the base is this much. In this much width, how many holes are there? You just see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if you increase the reverse bias, then this width is increased and number of holes are same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But this space is reduced due to the increment in the depletion layer. The effective width of the base is reduced. So what will happen? The concentration of hole will increase, because earlier you just see earlier number of holes were 5, but they were in larger space, but now the same number of holes are there, but the space of the bit is less. So the concentration will increase, right? Now you just see concentration of this will increase. In N side we have minority carrier holes are there. Okay, so now since the concentration of holes in base increased, so due to the concentration gradient, already I told you this word earlier also, due to the concentration variation, holes will move from high concentration to lower concentration. This movement will increase, right? This movement will increase, and this movement of hole is causing the hole current. So basically in semiconductor, if you find the the emitter current, it is due to two component. One component is due to the electrons IN, and due to the holes IH. Okay, in metal the current conduction is only due to the electron, but in semiconductor the current conduction is due to two component, one by the electron, one by the hole. So now what will happen due to reverse bias? This IH, this will increase, right? Why this will increase? Because due to the reverse bias in the base and collector, the effective width of the base is decreasing. Due to that, the concentration of the holes in the base will increase. And if the concentration of the holes in the base will increase, then holes will start moving, more number of holes will start moving from base to electron, right? Due to the concentration gradient, and this will cause the increment in the hole current, and due to this your IE will increase. This means if we increase the reverse bias in the collector base, then what effect is there? IE will increase. So now if IE will increase, this means this curve will shift towards left side like this. This type of curve you will get at VCB is equal to minus 1 volt, right? We kept VCC minus 1 volt. After that, again we have taken this graph, the variation between emitter current and VEB. This curve you will get. Now again, if you increase the collector reverse bias, then you will get this type of curve. So this you will get when VCB is suppose minus 2. You have increased the reverse bias in collector and base. So this is the input characteristic of common base configuration. Okay. Now we see the output characteristic. Output characteristic means the graph between IC, output current, and output voltage, that is VCB, right? At constant IE, at constant IE. Okay, right. Okay, I will again draw this. NPN, emitter, base, collector. Emitter base, forward bias. Collector base, reverse bias. This is VEE. This is VCC. So here, between base and collector, you will find a voltage drop, that is your VCB. And at the collector terminal, you will have the collector current IC. So the graph between VCB and IC, right? The graph between VCB and IC. So this is VCB, this is IC. At constant IE, right? Here we have IE. Okay, so we see first case 1. In case 1, we will make IE is equal to 0, right? So you just see in this diagram, IE is 0, emitter base. Here IE is 0. How it will become 0? When VEE is 0. You have not applied any voltage here, so no emitter current will flow. Now you will find base and collector is reverse bias, right? No current, no electron from emitter is coming because emitter base junction is, you have not applied any voltage. So if you have not applied any voltage, so what will happen? Emitter base is reverse bias, right? Collector and base, this is also a reverse bias. Both of these are reverse bias. So under this condition, what will happen? Only the leakage current will flow in base and emitter region, right? So leakage current is flowing. This means this type of some current is flowing. IC value is very small. This you will get when IE is 0, right? So this region of the curve is called as cutoff region. Cutoff region, right? So this in cutoff region, what is the condition? This is your cutoff. In cutoff region, emitter base is reverse bias and collector base is reverse bias. And in cutoff, transistor is off, right? Because only leakage current is flowing in emitter. Now we will see case 2. So in case 2, what we will do? We will make emitter base. What is the time? Time is there. Emitter base is forward bias now. Right? And collector base is reverse bias. Right? So under this condition, you just see this figure. Suppose what we do, we make this VCC 0. If VCC is 0, then this collector to base voltage is also 0. But here we have applied some VEE. Suppose VEE is 2 volt. VEE is 2 volt. So what will happen? The electrons in the emitter region, right? Base is connected to positive terminal of the battery and it is 2 volts. So these electrons will come to the base. Now collector is not connected to any voltage because VCC is 0. So now since base is very thin, no collector voltage is applied. Even then the majority of the electron they will pass through this base, right? And they will follow this path, right? They will follow this path. So here you will find when VCB is 0, you will find some current here. You will find some current at 0 VCE, and this type of curve you will get. You will get this type of curve. Suppose with the application of 2 volt at VEE, let us assume the value of IE is 1 milliampere. So you will get this type of curve. Now you increase VEE to 4 volt, then you will get some this type of curve, because now your value of IE is suppose 2 milliampere, right? So this region of the curve is called as active region. Active region. So what is active region? In active region, emitter base forward bias, collector base reverse bias, right? So this forms the active region. Now we see case 3. So now in case 3, you see when VCB is 0 here, even then you find that some current is there. Why? Because all the electrons which are coming from the emitter, since base is very thin, they will cross and they will come to the collector and they will form the current. So if you want to make the emitter current 0, then what you have to do? How many electrons are emitted from the emitter region? Same amount of electron you emit from the collector region. Then finally the emitter current will become 0. So how you will emit the electrons from the collector region? If you will make the collector and base forward bias, then only electron from the collector will start moving towards the base. Right now collector and base is reverse bias. See this battery. That's why electrons from the N, they are not moving towards the base. But if you make this reverse bias, this forward bias, collector and base, then electron from the collector will start moving towards the base. So in case 3, what we will do, emitter and base is same, forward bias, emitter base is forward bias. Forward bias. And collector base, this also you make forward bias. Right? Then what will happen? This current, collector current, will slowly become 0 like this, right? So this section of your curve, this section of your curve is called as saturation region. Saturation region. Right? This is your saturation region. And saturation region you will get in case 3 when emitter base forward bias and collector base is also forward bias. Okay. Yes. Any doubt? You can ask. Otherwise, we will stop here.